Hey guys, welcome to another video from Cichlid Bros. I'm Alec, and today's video will be a long-awaited update on this 125-gallon hap tank. There's been a lot of changes and developments in this tank. A lot of these guys are really growing and coming into their own. It's been a long, exciting journey to get these guys to where they are now. I'm just going to take you through that process, show you some old footage of where they used to be and where they are now, and I'm going to highlight all that and much more in this video. But first, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the cool new big things happening with this channel. And guys, let's dive right in. So this tank is now at the 1.5 year mark, as I purchased this and set it up in November of 2019, and it is now May of 21. I bought most of these fish as 1 or 2 inch fry at that time so I could share with you the progress and growth of these fish. I've added a few as time has gone on as well, and all have grown a ton, and their adult colors are really starting to come in. I would say the average size of these fish is about 6 inches, with a couple fish like my Malawi trout and Cyanochromis fryerii lagging a bit behind at about 3 inches, and my biggest, Rhodey, the Rhodey ZI Yellow, who is one of the more recent fish I got at 6 inches a few months ago, who is now pushing 9 inches. He's just massive and swims around like a great white in there. He's definitely one of my favorites. So with any African cichlid tank like this, as they grow, they will start to develop a tank hierarchy, starting with a tank boss to a second in command and so on. There have been a few tank bosses in this tank over the last 6 months or so, starting with Rhodey and my Bocuchromis nototania, who had some amazing battles for dominance and really cool displays of color. When colored up, you really can't beat the Bocuchromis family. They have such a wide range of colors, and their anal fin becomes a really cool dark black. These guys get really big and still got a lot of growing and coloring up to do, and I can't wait. Shortly after I purchased the Bocuchromis rhodesii yellow, I decided to replace a couple smaller fish from my initial fry batch, the Malawi eyebiter and Malawi hawk, because they look like females. Females can't go in this tank because they'll just get picked on to death. This is an all-male tank, an all-male show tank. As it turns out, the eyebiter finally started showing signs of becoming a male after I purchased this new one. I did find a good home for it, and I'm currently holding on to those two for a fellow fish keeper in the area that is going to keep them and give them a new home soon. The new eyebiter asserted his dominance right away. He became bright blue on his whole body and defended his area of the tank as soon as I put him in, and he defended it fiercely. I didn't have any injured fish, but his reign of dominance had a lot of fish too scared to go on his half of the tank, which isn't the ideal setup, but the fish seem to be doing just fine. Then I had a dilemma with my rocky background. The dominant displays of my tank bosses included a lot of rearrangement and sand relocation. This made it difficult for my background to stay in place, so I decided to remove it. I'm still a huge fan of the all-black background, and I like my fish being the focal point of my tank. I do have some big plans for decor renovations in the future, so stay tuned. When I removed my background, my tangerine tiger took this opportunity to make a move up the chain of command and took over as tank boss. The good news is that with Tiger as the new tank boss, the other fish are swimming around a lot more freely. The bad news is that I am not the biggest fan of Tiger's interior decorating. Since Tiger took over, there have been other fish really settling in nicely. My Nimbochromis fuscotaneatus has seen huge gains in both size and color. I really enjoy his look with the blues and the patterns along his sides. The new Malawi hawk is about 6 inches and has developed nice blue coloration on his face. The hawk is what really drew me to predator haps in the first place, so it's really awesome to see him doing so well. The newest tank member to see a growth spurt is the Phosphochromis rostratus. I was beginning to think he was never going to color up. Then, in what seemed like a matter of weeks, he grew a couple inches and started to get that metallic chipping on his forehead, darker colored lower body. When these guys get fully colored up, they're one of the most unique looking fish in the world, and this guy is finally starting to get there. One downside is all growth and color developments aren't always good. A tank like this has a hierarchy and there's no getting around it. Before they get closer to full grown, the fish at the lower end of the totem pole are usually going to have less color. A year ago, my Malawi gar was displaying some great color and size. As all his tank mates have seized dominance, his growth has slowed and his beautiful colors have almost completely gone away. Gars are notorious for coloring down and not really fighting too hard for their position in the tank. The good thing is that the gar has one of the most unique body shapes and has a huge mouth, so he still looks pretty cool. The Buko Noto has also lost a ton of color after losing the battle for tank supremacy with his fellow Bucochromis rhodesii yellow, but I'm confident his colors will be back soon. The Nimbochromis livingstoni is a family favorite among my wife and kids because of his appetite and camo design. We call him Lenny, and he eats like a tank. He is in for a big growth spurt soon, but for right now, he doesn't have much color. As for the future of this tank, we have a lot of plans for upgrades like tank size and decor. That will be a lot of fun, and I just look forward to the continued development of these guys. They've all been in this tank together for so long that the territorial battles will start to slow down a bit, and all the fish will be getting more and more comfortable each day. This will increase their growth rate as far as size and color, and we will keep you updated every step of the way as this tank becomes more and more colorful. All right guys, that'll do it for today's video. I better get these guys fed. I kind of held off on feeding time to try to keep the tank clean for the video, but I think their patience is starting to wear thin, so I might get splashed on feeding today. So like I said, thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.